You've arrived at the Texas to Tennessee Podcast, your home for your favorite independent artists and a couple of guys you've never heard of.
Who?
It was Texas, it was Tennessee. It was what I had coming to me. You were unlike anything.
Howdy, folks. You have arrived at the Texas to Tennessee Podcast. Welcome in. My name is Steve. Up top, at least on my screen, is Dr. Gravy. Soul Gravy, how are you?
Howdy. I'm doing good. Just got done with dinner, of course, like always, and then got that James Otto and Adam Hood podcast loaded up for.
Oh, nice.
So that'll be out there in the world. And listening to Adam at the beginning of it is just funny. Watching Adam be on the intro of himself,
yes,
pretty entertaining.
Well, absolutely. And folks, 47 seconds in, you can mark the tape. First Adam Hood mention. As you guys may or may not know, we're huge fans of Adam and James as well. But we were lucky enough to have Adam host an episode here not too long ago, and I think
with James Otto, which had some number one hits in the mid 2000s. And then they talked about stuff that was way over my head as far as people in Nashville and in the business and all that, which is the whole point of asking him to be on. So I'm glad everything worked out the way that it did. They talked about co-writing In Color with Jamie Johnson, all kinds of stuff, which is
pretty
no small feat. That's just a pretty good little thing to brag about, So
it's a decent song.
No big whoop. It only gets sung on every karaoke night in every redneck bar ever. So
for sure.
Nope.
Well, it's a good thing that Adam's pretty busy because you and I would be out of jobs. I really enjoyed watching him do that.
Definitely.
So.
Right. Enough of that guy.
Yeah. Intro today by Evan Boyer. If you recognize those dulcet tones from a television ad of your youth, that was Evan Boyer, and then Adam Hood came in with the giggle at the end. So shout out. We see you on YouTube and Facebook. There was a question the other night. How can we support Soul Gravy and what he's doing here? So he's too nice to answer it. I will answer it for him. First, send loads of cash. He has a trip he's got to make here shortly. That would be greatly appreciated. Also, probably more important, if you're watching, please subscribe. It really does help. It allows us to get great artists like we have tonight that we're going to introduce here in a second. But it goes a long ways towards visibility of the podcast, and we really appreciate that. It takes 90 seconds to write a review on Spotify or Apple. I tested it out today. Since I was going to ask everybody to write a review, I felt like I should. Mine wasn't as good as you'd hope, Soul Gravy, but still it's there either way.
Let's see what the review said. You get what you pay for, and he is free. Okay, that's fair. Yeah. That's fair.
Right. Stay connected over the next 10 days or so. We're going to be down in mile zero, so watch your socials. We have a total of 61 or 62 interviews scheduled over the next week at mile zero, so we're going to be busy.
A little bit,
I'm going to be just driving the golf cart, but these guys are going to be busy. So
okay.
All right, folks, if you're wondering, this is Zach and Jared of Off The Railz. Welcome in, guys.
What's going on, y'all? We're doing all right.
Good to see you.
Good seeing y'all.
Last time I saw you, that was nuts. We gave out the date so you can hopefully attend next year, but we're talking about just October. It'll be in October this year, folks. It's great to see you.
Good seeing y'all. Man.
Yeah, likewise. Appreciate y'all having us on.
Heck yeah. Well, we're going to throw it to you, and if you don't mind, just taking a couple minutes and give us a little bit of your backstory, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, man. We started Off The Railz about 2 years ago. Me and Jimmy went to high school together, and we were both in different bands. And I always like, man, that dude can shred on the guitar. And I was stuck in one band, he was stuck in another. And then once we got out of high school, we kind of left those bands. And like, man, we need to do something. So it's not really, there's some rock coming out of Texas, and we wanted to kind of bring it back. It's been a long time to have that gritty, nasty guitars and gritty vocals, and we just wanted to try to do something like that. Come back from our roots, you know. There's a lot of guys doing it right now that, you know, I'm happy to call friends, and we've been able to play with, like Austin Mead, you know, Red Embry, those type of guys, man. They're bringing it back for sure. So that's what we're trying to do our part from two different backgrounds. And I grew up on Stained and Alice in Chains and stuff like that, and Nickelback, and Jared's younger than me, but man, his favorite band's Rat.
Yeah, like Rat, Judas Priest, Accept, Skid Row, that type of stuff.
Hell yeah.
Out of the Cellar is one of the more underrated albums around.
That's one of my favorite debut records of all time, from top to bottom, man. And then, everybody knows Round and Round, but you got Wanted Man and Back for More and In Your Direction, I'm Insane, you know, Warren D. Martini, man, Robert Crosby, great guitar duo.
This house is great, except for the rats in the basement. That's one of the best commercials ever.
No, that was a funny one. The Geico, we got a rat problem. And rats.
Yeah, those are great. That takes me back to 1986 in a old Caprice station wagon that barely got down the road, but man, I had a killer tape deck in there.
Nice.
Shout out to me.
I know.
All right, well, thank you for the intro. One of the better intros we've had recently, so congrats on that. We're going to give you guys a little bit of a break here.
All right.
This is Soul Gravy's favorite section of are you with us, Soul Gravy? Oh, yeah, okay. This is Soul Gravy's
I have
favorite,
a blank look on my face or something?
a little bit. Favorite section of the podcast. We are going to quiz Soul Gravy on famous folks from your guys' hometown.
Okay.
So, or at least really close to your hometown, I think. So, Gonzales, Texas, which is making its second appearance, Soul Gravy, so that should help.
Okay.
Maybe.
Who do you remember who was?
Yeah, Zach from Gonzales.
Okay.
Oh, well, Zach, and then Logan Ryan. Technically, I don't think he's from Gonzales, but he's pretty close.
Gotcha.
He claims Gonzales.
Yeah.
And then Lavernia, which is technically, I mean, is it part of San Antonio now?
Almost.
Still, got a country rural feel, about 25 miles outside of San Antonio.
Kind of growing into it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it would have been more helpful, Soul Gravy, if I could have pulled San Antonio for you, but that's not the case. So I'm gonna
could have. You just didn't want to, but I got you.
I chose not to.
I got it. Okay.
Yeah. We're saving that for somebody that's actually from like San Antonio proper. So
Right.
we don't want to burn.
Surprised we haven't had anybody yet out of close to 200 people.
Yeah, kind of wild.
Anyway,
For some reason, we haven't. All right, so first one, I'm going to start you off. You're going to remember this one, I think. Jerry Hall.
No, I don't know. I don't think I do. Why should I?
Did you see the movie Urban Cowboy?
I did.
All right.
Well, like forever ago, but yeah.
Okay. Can you Google right quick Jerry Hall Urban Cowboy?
Okay.
I feel like that's going to help.
I feel like I know this, but I don't want to say anything and sound even dumber, so I'm just going to Google. All right. Not Urban Dictionary.
No, different. That's a completely different thing.
Wrong one.
This is what happens when you give people over the age of 40 an opportunity to use the internet.
Okay. I'm fairly competent on the internet. Okay.
You are?
Yeah, I'm looking. I got you. I remember the face.
Yes. So she was famous because, well, I mean, honestly, not famous because she did that movie, but she was in that movie. Mm-hmm. Model, actress, and maybe most famous because she was Mick Jagger's girlfriend for like ever.
Oh,
okay.
I don't think they ever got married, but
That is crazy.
Shout out to her.
If this is, I'm not going to deep dive into this, but the first thing that comes up is she directed Tim Burton's Batman.
Wow.
I don't know if that's 100.
We'll have to
maybe
get the intern on that.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, we'll follow up on that in the next episode, folks.
All right.
All right. We are next going to go to Tom Stack.
I don't think I'm familiar.
No.
Do I have to Google this one too?
Nope.
Okay. Tell me.
Think sports ball.
Sports ball. Let's see. Steve Stack. That sounds. I don't know. Does that sound more like a baseball player? But I'm not sure. I don't know.
Member of the all-time American Football League team. He was a defensive tackle for the Buffalo Bills, who are sadly no longer in the playoffs. Shout out to.
They were pretty sad.
Was it Denver?
This was their year too.
Yeah,
Denver. Yeah.
Yeah, Denver beat.
All right, 0 for 2, Soul Gravy.
With a broken ankle.
Not a great start. Both those folks are from Gonzales.
If the question would have been who beat the Bills this past weekend, I would have got it.
Yep, you would have nailed that. All right. This person is from Livonia.
Okay.
Her name is Dusty Jonas.
I don't think I'm familiar.
She's an Olympic high jumper. Another kind of sports ball without the ball. But yeah. Shout out to Dusty.
I know.
All right, we got 2 more.
Tons of Olympic things, and I don't know why I didn't get that.
Yeah, all right. Phil Coe. Feel like that could be a band name, Phil Coe.
Like Wilco. At one point in time, Philco was a electronics company, but I don't think this is who you're talking about.
Nope.
Okay.
This old crusty dude. Sorry for the Coe family, but he was a saloon owner, gambler, and was killed in a gunfight with Wild Bill Hickok.
That's unfortunate.
Yep. No. Yeah. Didn't work out great. All right, I've got one more for you.
What was the name?
Phil Coe, C-O-E.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, that helps. So I'm thinking the third time I say that one, you're going to get it right.
Okay, I doubt it.
All right. And the last one from Livonia, his name is Austin Mahone.
Austin.
Oh, well, you might want to phone a friend. If you're not sure.
Yeah. You guys know who Austin is?
Yeah,
we do.
Right.
He was like the Justin Bieber of Livonia, pretty much. That's the only way I can explain him.
And he's a pretty big, hip hop pop star. Or I don't know if he's pretty big. Like did big tours. He got really big.
Yeah.
Nice. Is he still doing it, or do we know?
I'm not sure. He actually used to take music lessons at the same place I used to. But
this is why we do it.
After a place called the Music Loft in Livonia, I'm pretty sure he took lessons there. But it was before I started taking lessons there. So I never knew him personally, but friends of friends that know him and all that stuff.
Yeah. Super cool.
A couple years older than Zach.
Yeah, I mean we were going to high school at the same time, and he already had like the groupies around him, and like he was there for a little bit, and then he just split school because he was on tour or whatever.
So. Business to take care of, yeah. Well, shout out to Austin. This is why we do that specifically. Right. Because occasionally we'll say somebody's name and they're like, "That's my boy,"
or his name's on my high school. Like we've had
or I have that tattooed on me. So yeah, for sure. All right, very cool.
We've had that one yet.
Not yet, but that was the Fast and Furious 5 famous folks from your all's hometown. Thanks for
I like the new branding.
Yep. We are now going to get into a slightly more serious question. This one's called the pie question, and it's a pie in the sense it's a musical pie. Probably haven't ever thought of pie that way, but we do. So there are 4 sections to this pie. We're going to break it down into song creation or songwriting, recording. Third piece of pie is performance. And the 4th piece of pie is everything else that takes up your time that's not one of those 3 things. So, for example, booking, social media, changing the tire on the van, logistics, all those things that end up, social media ends up taking a huge amount of time, I'm sure. Oh, yeah. But the question is, where do you feel most at home out of those? This can go to each of you, but where do you feel most at home in those 4 pieces of pie. So,
yeah, I mean, I think for me that the biggest piece of pie, I honestly think, is it's kind of mixed between the writing part of it and the performance part of it. Because if you write something that's really good and you feel it and you know it by heart, when you go out there and perform it, they're going to feel it too. And just trying to be as tight as you possibly can and put on the best show possible. And I don't know, what do you think is the biggest one for you?
I mean, the same way. I think those two, I think songwriting, recording it, and playing, live, 3 of them, but even the 4th one, I think they're all equally as important. But
sure.
definitely the songs and performing them live, got to have tunes out there that people can, rock out to and get into and, dive in it. We have an eclectic song, kind of songs, that we've recorded and put out. So there's a little bit of everything for somebody.
Yeah, you got the party songs, you got the sad, serious songs, and there's a bunch of different ones coming out. But, I think that 4th piece of the pie, too, for us is probably the one we have the hardest time with. I know we're younger, but having to deal with social media and booking, and it's tough when you're an independent artist and you don't have a management system or something like.
Sure.
Pretty much it's all of us going out there and emailing people. Or my biggest thing has been going to shows and seeing the artists that we want to, play with. I've seen Austin, I don't know how many times, Cody West, Dylan Wheeler, Co Wetzel. I've been to, as many shows as I possibly can and try to talk to those people. And I've talked to Cody, and I've met Mac Hakins and all those guys that are doing it right now. And that's networking and just getting in with them, I think, is the biggest part for us, and getting to know these people and putting out good music and like, hey, these are the new kids on the block. Maybe you should check them out. They sound like this guy, they've played with Austin Meade, and that helps us a lot as far as that goes. And we're still learning. We're fresh. We're only 2 years into this thing. So
yeah. Well, I know it's wild to think, because I felt like I knew a decent amount about y'all, but I tried to, over the last week or so, try to learn a little bit more. And then I saw that y'all formed in the spring of 24, I think, right? Yeah. Or somewhere around there. Yeah, so yeah. I did want to ask, how long did y'all date each other in terms of like, getting together and figuring out that you wanted to actually formalize something?
Well, I think I always knew in the back of my mind we'd get something going, like even when I was in high school or out of high school, And then we started getting things rolling. Like, man, we need to get something together. So I guess it was about this time, years ago, we started doing acoustic gigs.
Yeah, actually, I think it was a little bit before that. Yeah, before we actually formed as a full band. Me and Jared were just...
Yeah, this time about 2 years ago.
Yeah, we just went and to every little dive bar that we could around here that would have us for open mic or whatever, and started like, man, y'all need to get something together. So we started looking for musicians, and we found our bass player, Andy, and we went through a couple drummers. Now we're set with our buddy Shakes, that's a whole nother story right there. That guy he's done it all and he's seen it all. That guy used to be on tour with Sebastian Bach. He played drums for Sebastian.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
See that coming?
No, dude. Jared, that's all because of Jared, man. He used to play with him. And
Yeah. He's very fortunate to have Jason and Andy as well. He's a great bass player, great dude. So everybody's easy going and, good guys and great players and all that good stuff.
And it helps us play better, because I know I look like I don't even know how to play guitar when I'm next to this guy.
Zach's got a great voice, man. He doesn't sound like anybody, which he's really neat. I can't compare him to anybody. He sounds like himself. When he's great.
When he starts playing the solos and stuff, man, I can't. You close your eyes and it's like you got a mix between Van Halen and just him.
I appreciate it.
He doesn't. And we go to shows and they're like, "What pedal board are you using?" And he's like, "Man, I just have my katana. Like that's just his guitar. He makes those strings talk." And I can't praise him enough. I'm not saying that because he's my best friend, but.
Or the fact that he's sitting right next to you. But
even if he wasn't in the room, I'd still be saying like, man, my money's on Jared.
I appreciate it.
Awesome. Well, I do want to dig in a little bit on the songwriting piece, because it feels like I'm always surprised that when I ask the question about songwriting, everybody kind of has a unique process of getting the song out, from your body or wherever it's getting delivered from. Is there anything unique about your songwriting process, or kind of how you start to finish, I guess?
And it's a lot of them. It's been very, I guess, it's different because I've played guitar since I was 12 years old, and I've always like tried to sit down and play a song or write something, and it just doesn't happen. Like I just like, man, that sounds dumb. But then when we started playing, like the first song we ever wrote, Jared wrote Make It Out Alive. We wrote it in 5 minutes, and like we were just sitting there at practice and just playing, and he started playing the riff, and I pretty much started freestyling like a rapper would, and it just came out. And I don't know where it came from. Other than everybody has a nightmare, everybody has a bad dream, you can relate to it, and you don't know if you're going to make it out alive sometimes. And that's really pretty much, that's how I write songs, whatever I'm feeling, what's on my mind, stuff that I've been through. I know that people can relate to, been being treated wrong by some girl that was lying behind your back. And that's probably the biggest thing on songwriting with me is personal. What the stuff that I've lived through, I write the stuff that I've been through.
Sure.
And then trying to orchestrate it to where it sounds a certain way, like it's going to sound like you're mad or pissed off, or you're sad or you're happy or whatever. And it's new for me, especially, because I have a certain take on it, and then when I play it for Jared, and he's like, he adds his own flair to it, and it turns a completely different direction. Or he'll write something that's like, where did that come from? And I don't. Yeah. How do you write a song?
We've been doing like some like a couple I wrote and showed the guys, and then a couple of them, like we collaborated on together in rehearsal. I remember like Misery, Zach had like the main riff to it, and I was like, oh, that's awesome. Like, all right, let's try this for a chorus, and then we just kind of like collaborated on them. Yeah. So it's kind of like a mix. Some guys, or like a couple of ones Zach wrote, a new song we're gonna drop, or we just recorded or fixing to finish up recording called Nothing Remains. He wrote it, and it's great. And he showed the guys, like, oh, it's great, and we learned it. So like one guy will come with the song, or I'll show everybody a riff, and we just add on to it. So there's kind of different ways to go about that.
Yeah, there hasn't been one that's been written the same as the other. Like, there's different ways. Like, I've never co-written with anybody but the guys in the band, like, as far as lyrics or melodies or whatever. So I think that's cool. I've got a lot of friends they get together like, hey, 4 of us wrote a song, and then I can't wait to do stuff like that. We get together with people and like, man, I've got this, or man, this would sound cool. Just, it all comes back to meeting people and getting in that circle. So
yep. And I think this is not a coaching thing or whatever, but I do think there is from developing a skill, there are things that you pick up from writing with different folks that you just hadn't thought of that way, and it kind of can open up your brain a little bit to potentially benefit you as an individual songwriter as well. And I think at least from my experience, you do pick up little things that you like, and then maybe there are some things that you aren't super excited about, but you kind of do develop your own style that way, which I think is
just like playing music with other musicians, right? You learn some of the good things and also know what other things not to do.
You know what not to do.
Yeah, you learn either way. Right. Well, we were talking earlier about the Stocktober event. That was my first time meeting a shit ton of people this past October, all in one night, which was pretty mind blowing and hard to keep up with, but amazing. So I got to see y'all play a couple songs, which was cool. And you were talking about networking and meeting people. Hopefully that night. Well, that's a huge part of what that night is for. Hopefully that helps somewhere. Y'all met somebody maybe you didn't know or something like that.
Oh yeah. I've met people that I have only seen on stage and never got to meet them, and like I've met Kane and Bryce one night in the bar, and I didn't know who he was, and he didn't know who I was, and we met up again in Stocktober, and I was like, "You remember me?" Like, man, I don't know, I drank a little too much that night, but yeah, I mean, that's how we got in touch with Rhett. I've known Rhett on social media, and hell, we just played a show with him this past weekend, so that wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for Stocktoberfest.
He was,
Meeting y'all and Jared, that was the first time I got to meet Jared. I've listened to his music for a long time.
That's cool.
It was cool. Just there's so many different mixtures of artists there. I mean, with y'all putting that on, there's nothing like that around our neck of the woods. And just going up there and so many different genres of music and songwriting and just how people were. The people like, finally getting to meet Patrick, dude. Patrick's crazy, man. That dude, he's funny, man. And just seeing all y'all guys before on the podcast and just getting to hang out with them, it's a really cool event. And anybody that can go, I'd recommend them to go every year because it's just going to get better and better.
Yeah. We appreciate the paid sponsorship there. Thank
exactly.
No, man, it's just that's what I took away from it because there's nothing like that around here. I mean, there's there's San Antonio stuff, but as far as like songwriters and like the music mecca, we consider like us being from South Texas, we consider like Fort Worth and Dallas area to be like the Nashville of Texas because that's where all the big music seems to be coming out of. Everybody who records, they're in Fort Worth or they're in Dallas or that's where Billy Bob's is up there. That's one of our biggest venues that we have, and it's really cool to go up there and kind of branch out because we're still trying to travel to East Texas, West Texas. We've played in Dallas only one time, and it was just acoustic, and then we got to play there at the Stockyards with y'all, and it's
Yeah, that's something I guess that that day was extremely busy for Steve and kind of busy for. I mean, it was busy for all of us in some way, shape, or form. But we, I guess something I didn't put together, and I should have because we've interviewed a ton of those folks that were there that night. Is the wide variety between like Presley Hale and Wynn Williams and you guys, and I mean everybody was acoustic except for Zach. Because Zach's never acoustic, but that's one of the many reasons why we love him. But still, the variety. Even though it's all that Texas scene or whatever, there was a lot of flavors there that I didn't necessarily, in the chaos, I didn't get to really tell that part. But that's cool to hear. I'm glad. Hopefully a lot of other artists that were there were able to meet some people that maybe they wanted to meet. So that's cool. And also I really like the fact of what you were talking about earlier as far as going to gigs and meeting people. I'm glad you mentioned that as far as other artists, trying to do the thing. Don't be afraid to go and talk to people and whatever. I would imagine you've probably met some that maybe not weren't as inviting or whatever, but I would imagine most everybody, once you kind of knock that little wall down or whatever, you're good, right?
Well, I can imagine how many people like that I've met, the artists and going up to them, how many times they hear that all the time, like being at shows like, hey, I've got a band too, or I play guitar,
Yeah, but most of the time it's, hey, I've got a band too. That's usually what what people hear.
Yeah.
A couple drinks in.
Yeah.
A couple too many usually is the ones and then they want to put the arm around you and hang on you and whatever. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Most of them.
You gotta love them. At least they're listening. But still, that's usually what people get. So.
Yeah, they're probably the loudest ones at the shows, but it's
definitely.
Yeah, we've definitely seen, and I've never tried to come across like when I go watch a show, and I haven't got to go to some of the bigger ones like Jared. He just saw Accept the other day.
Yeah, Accept at Queensryche. That was awesome.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's an old soul, man. I'm telling you,
I've been very fortunate to see a lot of cool bands. A lot of the old school bands.
That's the good music, like it, and that's what we're trying to bring. I think with our two styles together growing up, because I know some of the stuff I listen to, Jared was like, man, I can't stand the way that guy sings, but I like the guitars in it, and it's just, I tell him, like, some of them guys, I wish I could sing like Dio, man. I can't hit the high notes. But,
so what songs were you when you were first kind of getting together doing the duo thing before you started putting together the original music? What's some of the covers y'all were working up?
oh man, one of them.
I know that stuff changes as time goes, but still.
Leonard Skinner, man, that's one of the main reasons I started playing guitar, and I know Jared, he pulls a lot from that, the way that they play. But the cover that we still do to this day, even when we did it acoustic, was a Needle in the Spoon. And
okay.
Not many people do that. Everybody says Freebird, or Simple Man, and I love those songs. Don't get me wrong, but
right, I understand.
And we played. Skinner, Three Doors Down, Stained. I've done, we play Kryptonite at a lot of shows. I would like to do Outside when we did acoustic. And then, man, I'm a really big Seether fan. That's what I grew up on. So I can
hear that a little bit. Yeah, that's cool. Because I wouldn't have picked that. I guess part of the answer or asking that question is I wouldn't have picked Leonard Skinner even for musically or your vocals or any of them, you know what I mean? Which is cool. That's why like Steve.
Oh, dude, I grew up on, that was the first kind of band I was in when I was a teenager, was a Southern rock blues band, and I just played rhythm. It was my step grandpa's band, and dude, he just loved like the Eagles and Skinner, and we played, some Bob Seger. I grew up on all that stuff, and I think that I just like good music in general, and
yeah.
I got into the heavier stuff because of my dad, like, 'cause he's a cowboy, and we'd be driving around checking on cows or whatever, and Alice in Chains, Stone Temple Pilots would come on, and then I found my own way, and the first CD I ever bought was All the Wrong Reasons, Nickelback. That was the first CD I ever bought.
Yeah.
Ever.
There's your rapid fire question, Steve.
Oh man, I didn't mean to answer it that.
No, that's not on the list. But for certain demographics, what was the first CD that you bought?
Yeah.
What was
No, it's fine. We have more.
What was your first record that you bought?
My first vinyl record I ever bought was Rat, Invasion of Your Privacy. It's got Lay It Down, and what you give is what you get, Between the Eyes, all that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, ton of great tunes on that one.
Yeah.
Also, I think it was the lead singer of Rat was the nephew of Milton Berle.
Yeah, that was their manager. Somebody knew him, and I don't know if it was Steven, Steven Pierce, the singer, or somebody.
It's somebody in the band for sure.
But I think Martin
Berle had
a brother that was a comedian. Like if you look at the Round and Round video, you see he's a guy, but he's dressed up as a woman, and he's sitting down, and they're playing upstairs, and they're like, "What's that music?" And then it was a fun, cool video.
So good. Well, we have so many questions, but we also want to respect your time. We're at halftime, and we're going to have you all give us a little bit of information on
it. You had the perfect segue there. You're supposed to, that's an amazing video. Speaking of amazing songs.
Oh, yeah. Well done, Soul Gravy. Thanks for the assist.
Okay. Just trying to help.
Yeah, so if y'all can tell us a little bit about driving me insane, that's what we're going to listen to. So
yeah, Driving Me Insane, dude. I wrote that song. I was sitting at home and I came up with this riff, and I was like, man, if I don't do something with it, and I was like, what does it sound like? And everybody's been in a bad relationship. Well, there was always that one that it just sticks with you forever, like just lying behind your back, trying to make you think that you're the one that's lying, and it's really them cheating and shit behind your back. So, and that's where Driving Me Insane came from. I wrote it in about 5 minutes, and I came up with that riff, and I played it for Jared, and he's like, damn, dude, like that's everybody's like, man, it sounds like that Seether, that heavier side, and that's what I love most about it. And we wrote it with a break. He's like, dude, we need to do a breakdown in that song. So that's how Driving Me Insane came to be.
Yeah, and it's cool. It starts out with Andy playing this cool kind of
his bass lick, dude. That ear, yeah. Andy came up with that.
Kind of reminds me of a
very cool
thing from Sabbath, kind of
nice
IB intro type thing.
Yeah, it's wild. I love it. That's our biggest
song.
So
we're going to give it a listen. We'll ask you guys to hit the mute button. And also, I didn't tell you this beforehand, but we're going to throw up a picture. So you all know how long the song is. You've got that long to get back to us. So
and 17 seconds to go.
Yeah.
Get something.
Now's a good time if you need a drink or a break or whatnot. So here we go.
All right, here we go. Yeah.
Oh,
so now
yeah.
that you brought it up, I can hear Leonard Skinner and Seether all in that song. Like if the Leonard Skinner would have been out around the Seether time, yeah, I could completely hear all of that. So,
and now we have the oh no,
what's that?
Sorry, it's not. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Well, we can hear you. I think it might be through your phone though.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Yeah, great stuff, guys. I mean, I've heard the song before, but I rocked out a little harder this time because I knew the background.
Broke your stuff.
Yeah, for sure. I do want to talk about. I'm going to hand it over to Soul Gravy after this one, but I do want to talk about. You all have a big show coming up, and you want to tell us about it?
Yes, sir. This Friday, we're going to be opening up for one of my favorites to ever do it, Mr. Cody West. And at this is our biggest venue around here other than Green Hall at Floors, John T. Floors and Helotes, man. That's an honor. It's been a long time. I've been pushing and hustling, trying to get it, and trying to get in with Cody anywhere that I can, because I've talked to him, and Cody's a great dude, great songwriter, great musician, just super cool guy. And it's actually come full circle for me, man. I get chills just thinking about it, because last year, me and my wife, we went to go see Cody play at Floors, and I got her tickets for her birthday. It was either that one or it may have been Dylan Wheeler. I don't know, but we've been to Floors. I don't know how many times, but Cody was playing, and I think Mac Hakens was opening for him, and got to meet those guys finally. And dude, they're a great group of guys as well. And after the show, I went to the merch booth and I talked to Cody, and I was like, "Hey man, I know you don't know me from Adam. He's met me a couple times, but I said, you mind if I play a song for you?" He's like, "Man, come on." So he took me into the green room at Floors and gave me his guitar, and I didn't even want to touch it because I don't even want to know how much it cost. And I played him one of his songs. I played him Ojigia, and there was a dude in there, and I don't know how much he had to drink, but he was just, "Man, I remember the first time I heard you play that song." And he thought I was Cody. And Cody looked up like, "You idiot."
Roll with it.
But Cody, he was clapping and he enjoyed it. And he's like, "Let me show you." I kind of spiced it up a bit since I wrote it. And then I played him one of our songs, "Misery," and he's like, "Man, just keep doing it." And I told him, I said, "What's your, biggest advice? The best advice I can get." He's like, "Just write good music. That's all you got to do, and just keep hustling." And a year later, here we are. We get to open for the man himself at the same. This will be our second time playing at Floors. We played there last year. We got to open for Gannon Freeman and CC Rev. Those guys, we had a blast.
They get it for sure.
Them guys right there, we fit. We get along just fine.
Yep. Well, congrats. That's a big deal, folks. If you want to go back and check out episode number 86, you can learn all about Cody West. And Jude's, that's Cody with a K.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Congrats on that, man. Super excited. Can't wait to hear how it goes.
We appreciate it, man. Sure. It's crazy, dude. I still can't even believe it. And I know it's 2 days away, but I can't wait.
Yeah, I'm just glad that there's that that you guys can have a community like that too. Because we talk to all different kind of people that they'll move from. Like Adam Hood again. He's an Alabama boy, but his Texas paid his mortgage. And he's met all these different people. Half of the people that he calls friends are Texas artists or from one way or another. But then there's these different circles like that where you can meet guys like Cody. Which is and you mentioned Rhett earlier, which he was on the pod, and all these different folks that it's cool to hear, because I'm way I'm way outside of the scene, so I don't get to see any of it. I saw Cody and Austin Meade in town, which was cool. But still, I don't know the circles or whatever. So to hear those stories it's nice to hear. I'm glad that it's keeping on going, even though it's a different style of music. So
it's definitely different. But we're trying to bring the rock side back. There's not many people doing it, in Nashville. It's always country. But we do have one buddy of ours in Nashville he's trying to bring it back. Jake Slay.
We just had him on too. Yep.
That dude's nuts, man.
He's all right, man.
Jake's funny. Yeah, he's good people.
That's I mean, again, that's just cool to hear. And also like that you're able to get on bills with people, and even if the music is not exactly the same, which is, I'm sure that makes it tougher in some ways, but when you get those shows, it's even more something to be proud of. So
it's very much so, man.
We kind of fit in anywhere, really. I think kind of like kind of like ZZ Top. They can play with AC/DC or Guns N' Roses, but they can play with Willie Nelson.
Yeah.
Trying to be kind of like that. We can play wherever.
Yeah, we've opened for all different realms of music. I think our first big show opening for somebody, we opened for Kyle Park. And,
okay.
Yeah, Kyle's good people, man. We love Kyle. He loves rock.
Yeah, well, that's something that we've talked about to a couple of folks, especially like the real deal Cowboys guys, and they're like, if people knew what was playing in Cowboys earbuds before they hopped on the bull, like everybody thinks you're supposed to be listening to Chris Ledoux or George Strait as it was like, yeah, but they would be they would be completely heartbroken if they knew what was actually being played.
Oh yeah, my dad used to ride bulls, and all he listened to was hard rock and heavy metal, so that's where I got it from.
Yeah.
Well, I thought about this because every now and then, when we listen to somebody's song or play it through Spotify or whatever, and it keeps on rolling, and it'll play through part of their catalog, but then it'll also start spitting out other songs. Have you ever turned on Off the Rails radio on Spotify or Apple or anything to see who they put with you? Have you ever?
I've done it on. I have YouTube Music is what
Gotcha.
I have, and
Okay.
man, it's funny that you mentioned that because it's weird. Sometimes it'll put you
Right.
artists that you've never heard of before, but then like I had one of our songs playing like when we just released Renegades or whatever, and I think it was Mac Hakens came on after that. It kind of put us into Texas. It's all different kind of stuff. I played one of our songs one time, and Stain came on right after it. So I think we're going in the right direction. I've played it before, and I had Motley Crue come on. So
I think I had Motley Crue or somebody come on after one time I played it. It was Motley Crue or Judas Priest or somebody.
Oh, dude, yeah, it can go either way with some of the songs.
Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say on Spotify radio, it's got the first song it picked of yours is Misery, and then Southall, Pecos, Cole Barnhill, which I'm not familiar with, but Them Dirty Roses, Lowland Revelry.
Yeah,
shout out to them.
We've played with Lowland. Yeah, Lowland, they're from around here. That's our buddy Dustin and them. Yeah, we've done a couple shows with them.
And then
shout out to Dustin Tolliver.
Yes, sir.
Yep. High June. So that's, well, here you go. This is what you were talking about. Here's hitting down this Buck Cherry. So,
there you go. Yeah. That's what and those guys,
cool.
Man, like you mentioned Cole Barnhill, man, he's really making some noise. That guy,
right.
He
writing it down.
He's bringing that heavy alternative, like he's not really screaming vocals, but hollering. I love the heavy guitar, and there's a lot of that. You don't see it that much anymore. That those heavy gritty guitar. There's like you said, Pecos and those guys. They're doing it. Austin Meade, that's one of my favorite. I've been listening to Austin forever, and we've played with him twice already. And my biggest influence is in high school was Co, and he's just blown up. But the first time I ever saw Co, or one of the first times, Cody was opening for him, and that's how I met Cody. Was back in I think 2018 down in Corpus Christi at Brewster Street. I met him opening and sold out, and that's when Co was just blowing up. And they sold out, and nobody even knew who Cody was. And they, getting to play in front of 1,500 people, that's how it started building up for him. And I got to hang out with both of them, and that's come full circle too. We've played that venue 3 times last year, and
nice.
So it's been crazy, growing up. Because I was like, man, I was always that kid in the crowd. Like, I hope that's me one day, and we're starting to do it a little bit.
That's right, man.
Yep.
Well,
fantastic.
One more, Steve. I don't know if you got one or if you can. Yeah, but I like to ask this question anyway. But you've kind of set this up to where you've been in that position where you've been in the crowd watching Cody open for Co. When that was probably mostly Co's crowd, and you're watching Cody up there do his thing, and some folks are getting it or whatever. But now you've been in that position where you're opening for folks. You're playing for their crowd. Some people might know who you are, some might not. What's your thought of going into a gig like that? And then also, how does it feel when you see the heads bobbing, people are starting to pick up what you're laying down, and then even meeting them at the merch table or whatever after the fact?
Oh man, there's no better feeling.
Yeah, there's no better feeling. We just probably go out. We go out like, man, let's just go out there and do what we do. Go out there and put on the best show we can, high energy, high energy in your face, rock and roll, and
You try to do the same show no matter who you're opening for.
If there's 5 people or if there's 500 people, you're gonna get the same show from us. Like, but we don't try to dull it down at all. Like in the first time we played Floors, I think there was 350 to 400 people there. Gannon was there, and they had just opened for Treaty on the outside stage probably 2 months prior to that. And watching these people, you could literally watch them when we started playing. They just started coming closer and closer and banging their heads, and like there's no drug in this world that'll make you feel like that. And just being able, like I heard your song, or we've had people come up to Jared like, dude, where'd you learn how to play guitar? Like they take their hats off and they're like fanning the guitar when he's playing. And girls are throwing their bras on stage, like they don't know what to do.
Sounds like Saturday with SG and the Hard Times.
Yeah. It reminded me of the Dave Chappelle skit with John Mayer playing in the office complex.
100%.
Yeah. People were diving through the desks and everything.
Great callback. All right, so we have arrived at the rapid fire section, which means good news for you guys. You're almost done.
A lot of questions.
Oh man.
Well, no, that's kind of how it's designed.
All right.
So I'm going to start off with Jared. Jared, what's your favorite chord?
Oh, favorite chord, man. That's tough.
It's a weird question, but I love it.
That is kind of weird.
It is odd.
I mean, a great power chord is awesome, but anything like add 9 chords is always pretty cool. Something like that.
Yeah, for sure.
Like E minor 7 or something like that, or I like a lot of diminished chords, like something like you could do playing instead of a C, you're playing C and G, you go C and F sharp, you get like a diminished or a augmented chord. You do C and you do a G sharp,
And I gotta think your sound guy is just like all over the place trying to figure out where he should be, right? It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
All right, Zach. This
what
one's
sound guy?
what sound guy? Right. Zach, you get to have dinner with one historical figure. It can be anybody, dead or alive, in the history of people. And I also want to know what you're going to eat.
Man, historical figure. Dude, for me, man, I'd like to go eat a steak somewhere with Stevie Ray Vaughan. That's just like, I don't know. He's a Texas boy, and the first time I saw him play guitar when I was a kid, man, like that's when I knew what I wanted to do was learn how to do. That's who I would go. And hopefully he likes steak, because that's where we're going.
Yes, I think you're safe. Yeah. Whatever. It's your scenario. So in this scenario, he loves steak.
Yeah,
medium rare, actually. All right. This is for both y'all. What does your ideal green room look like?
Floors.
Yeah, Floors.
Floors Country Store and the Lotus, man. All of the posters on the wall, like you feel like some of those artists, they're like Willie Nelson, Koe Wetzel. I can't even remember who. I mean, there's so much history.
Little Richard, B.B. King.
B.B. King, yeah, dude. Like it's
crazy.
And they treat you like royalty over there.
Yeah.
Like when we went over there last year, I was like,
drinks and whatever you want to drink.
Food, and it's like they've got old record players. It's like a step back in time. It really is. Like it's just the vibe of it. It's seeing some, like, what am I doing here? Some of these people on the wall. It's wild. I can't. But definitely, I haven't played some of the bigger. I've heard of some other places, but for us personally, it's got to be Floors. Like,
yep. We've had multiple people describe that green room to us. So,
yeah.
I don't think I've asked, or I don't think you've answered this yet, but this is for both y'all. First concert, and then the first concert that you paid for.
First concert I paid for?
Like the first concert I went to, and then like the first concert I paid for.
Mm-hmm. The first one as a kid, and then when you're
right.
supposedly grown up, and then you buy your own.
Buy my own. I think, like the first big concert, I remember going to rodeo concerts, seeing like Steve Miller Band or Heart, but like the first big one I went to, my parents took me and my friend to see Tesla and Scorpions. So that was...
very cool.
And then probably the first
How old were you?
Yeah, it was great, man. It was,
a lot of Aquanet.
Yeah, no, it was rocking. Smelled some stuff that was kind of funny at the time. I was like, I was like 11. And the first one I bought my own money. It might have been Iron Maiden. It might have been like the first concert. Like I bought my own ticket with my own money.
Yeah.
They were great as always.
The first one.
2 winners.
The first one I can remember being taken to as a kid. Well, I was like 12 or 13, and that's what really set it off for me. Was San Antonio was Nothing More, Seether, and Bush, all in the same. I mean, it was at an old venue that it's outside by the zoo in San Antonio. It's called Sunken Gardens Theater, and it was just, I don't even know, 6,000-7,000 people, probably more, and I'm up there smelling weed for the first time, and but I was front row.
I'm hungry.
And like not being able to move or anything, and it was just like hearing those guitars come out of that mess of boogie, dude. I was 10 foot from Sean Morgan, and I was just like, dude, that's what I want. And then the first one that I paid for was Coetzel. It was at Floors in the Lotus. It was the first one I got kicked out because I was a teenager and I didn't know I didn't know that you couldn't go outside and then you couldn't come back in. So like I don't know. It's crazy.
That sucks.
Great answers, though. Oddly enough, like in high school, like my band, like that I loved was Bush.
Oh,
like
dude!
I had the T-shirts and the whole the shebang. Yeah.
Dude, coming down Glycerine, some of those songs, man.
I mean, I still like them, not as much as I did back then, but I still.
Yeah, dude, I love it. Man. They call it divorced dad rock now, so it's man, that's what I grew up with.
I also feel like Gravy that you could do a like clip that bit and then do it with like a super gray beard where it makes you look really old, and you're like, when I was younger,
back in my day,
Bush was my favorite band.
We had President Bush, the band Bush, and drank Bush beer. There we go.
There it is.
And there's probably something else I could throw in there, but I will not on the podcast.
Well, let's keep it keep it wholesome.
It wasn't that long ago.
All right. Yep. So a couple more questions, and then we're gonna get you set up for the final question here. We're doing just right on time. So bucket list venue. So I want one inside the state of Texas that you want to play really bad, and then one outside the state of Texas that you want to play.
Dude, I can say in Texas, and me and Jared have talked about it. Like our bucket list around here is Whitewater Amphitheater. Mm-hmm. That for us, yeah, dude. That I have seen Whiskey Myers there and Coetzel, Reed Southall. That was one of the best concerts I've ever been to. As far as outside of Texas, off the top of my head, man, I'd love to play Sturgis. I would love to go play Sturgis, dude. Just for rock, us being a rock band.
Yeah.
One of the best live shows I've ever seen was Nickelback play at Sturgis, and man, that was just mayhem. Like I've never seen anything like it. So
North Dakota, right?
South Dakota,
I think.
One of the Dakotas.
One of them, yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. So what do you think?
I don't know. Outside, I'd have to go with Whitewater or Billy Bob's, and then outside the state, I mean, I guess go big or go home, Madison Square Garden.
Yeah, dude, that'd be sick.
There you go. Great answers.
Yeah. We're thinking.
All right, I got one more. Absolutely. One more, and then we're gonna ask you the big send off question. You could add your music to any soundtrack, so it could be a movie or TV show. What are you choosing?
Bam. I'm thinking rock and roll for us.
Dazed and Confused.
Yeah, Dazed and Confused. That would have been the best movie you could have ever. Dude, that soundtrack, me and Jared have talked about that forever too. Like, that's one of the best soundtracks in a movie ever.
Yeah.
Oh, man, dude. Foghat, Aerosmith.
Deep Purple, everybody's on
dude,
that.
Yeah.
Ted Nugent, everybody's on
If it could be in a movie, it'd be Dazed and Confused. If it was a TV show, I don't know. I don't even really watch TV shows that much, but I guess Everybody's been talking about Landman, so
Oh yeah, there you go.
put it on Landman. Yeah, but yeah, for a movie, definitely Dazed and Confused.
Dazed and Confused.
Yeah,
maybe the Goonies. Or something.
Well, you definitely shouldn't take artistic advice from a podcast host, but I think it would be really cool if you clipped. I don't know if you can get away with this or not, but if you clipped some lines out of that movie into one of your songs.
Oh, dude.
But just a thought. Yeah.
We'll have a song.
I'm here for
The
it.
intro of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or on the outro, either way.
Yeah.
Yeah, little Easter egg in there. So, all right, cool guys. You've done great so far. We'll see how it's going to finish up. Folks, thank you for joining tonight. Yeah.
Okay.
We have a special request to play "Out of Your Mind" on the way out.
Okay.
So Soul Gravy, if you can find that, maybe we'll give a little clip after the big
We'll
question.
do. Ask the podcast question and give me a
I will.
second. All right.
I will. All right. Happy to. This is my way of wiggling in
Thank
to
you.
ask the final question. So I appreciate
Or
that.
or you can do that too.
Guys. Yeah. So the this question started as a joke on episode 1. We are almost 200 episodes in, and I think we've asked it on almost every podcast. So, what is your favorite Little Debbie snack?
Damn, that's tough, dude. Little Debbie.
I know. That's
Oh,
tough questions. That's what we
the
do.
oatmeal cream pie ones, right?
The oatmeal cream
Yeah.
pie? Is that
Yeah.
Little Debbie?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I have to go. With
Yes,
that.
sir.
Oatmeal
And
cream
that's the
pie?
only right answer.
That,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It either have to be the oatmeal cream pie or the Star Crunch. I'm a big fan of. It's kind of slept on.
You see those
Also-
hunting
It is.
for, man.
Yeah, man. You put them in your hunting bag when you go deer hunting, and that Twinkies. No, that's Hostess. Never mind.
Yeah,
Yeah. Screw those.
It is, but
Well,
we did have a guest recently
Mhm.
that turned us on to smoked honey buns and then put some ice cream on top.
Oh, dude. I'm big enough as it is. I don't
Sounds
need
pretty
to do
good.
Stuff like that.
Yeah, he was saying in the deer blind to throw the honey buns on the grill and
Oh yeah, on the little heater, buddy.
Oh,
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
I don't know how you keep the ice cream. Well, if you got the heater on, it's
well I just threw that part in because
That was
Because-
just for fun.
yeah that was for me.
Yep. All right. Before we get to the song Soul Gravy, guys, can you tell us where we can find you on socials? And
Okay.
oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I was looking for a video that I could share with y'all in real time, but I can't find it. I've got a Tesla record, right? It's a
right.
It's a 33, but it's a single of damn it, I just went blank. What's the song?
The modern day cowboy.
What you got? What you? Damn it.
Oh, it's not what you got.
Yeah, that song. What's I'm forgetting the actual name of it. Anyway, y'all know what song I'm talking about.
That's the name of the song, I think.
If you slow it, if you slow it down to the 33 speed, you're supposed to play it at 40. Even though it's a 33 record, you're supposed to play it at 45 speed. If you slow it down on a 33, it sounds like Zakk Wylde singing the song.
Really?
Yeah.
So I was trying, because of this conversation y'all were having earlier about the music, I was trying to find it, and I can't. I know I posted it somewhere, but I can't find it. So be on the lookout for that. I'll share it with y'all when I do. It's hilarious. It's great, but it's hilarious.
Zakk Wylde too.
I love Zakk Wylde.
Yeah,
And I love Tesla
Yep.
too. I met Tommy Skeel,
Fire the intern.
guitar player in Tesla, one time. It was cool.
Hell yeah.
All right. Sorry to
All
interrupt
right, guys.
again.
Tell us. No, you're good. Tell us where we can find you on socials. We want to make sure that we share that with everybody that's on tonight.
You can find us everywhere. We're on Facebook, Off The Railz with the Z, just like on my hat and on his hat. We just wanted to be different. Like Motley Crue, they didn't spell their name the right way, so we didn't want to spell ours the right way either.
Right.
And on Instagram, on TikTok, we're Off The Railz Band, so you can find us on TikTok. And we try to
Nice.
post as much as we can on our schedule on Instagram, Facebook. I try to stay pretty current on TikTok mostly because I've noticed that it really does well for most people. And we have a YouTube channel,
Sure.
Off the Rails. We've got some live performances that we have and our music, and you can find our music everywhere. I've even heard of people listening to it on Pandora. So, like, I don't even know people that listen to
Pandora.
Yeah.
Yep.
Real
Wherever
quick,
you steal
have y'all
music,
found
folks, it's out there. Go find
I'm sorry.
Off the Rails.
I'm jumping all over again. Have you
You're fine.
He's saying fine. I don't think he means it. Have you? I know that Zach is pretty active on their TikTok account. Have you found, like, because a lot of artists kind of get aggravated with TikTok or whatever the case would be, but have you actually seen people find your music because of you just putting out random content or whatever? You know what I mean?
Absolutely. I've had people like.
So you've seen it work.
It does work, and it's like, I think the videos that do the best or the posts that do the best is like the funny stuff and like the random stuff. Like, I'll post and the little clips is what gets people. Like, I posted a video of Jared working on one of our songs. We just got done in the studio. We're just starting to write, called Nothing Remains. Then he throws down the solo, and people are like, I followed you, I've looked up your music, and there's people, and then I talk about the Cody West show, and they're like, we're gonna be there, like,
Good deal.
That's pretty cool.
I know that can get aggravating for
It is,
a lot of artists, and it can seem like it's an endless thing or whatever. But it's glad to hear that some of those reactions lead to to asses and seats, which is the whole point of all of it, right? So.
And it's led to shows, meeting people on other artists, and they're like, hey man, let's collab or let's do a show together. So it works. You just have to be consistent with it, and that's the pain in the ass of being consistent. So
for sure.
Good deal. We should ask about that
all right,
more
folks,
often.
we're gonna go.
That'd be a good question.
Absolutely.
And I'm sure
we're going to go out with Out of Your Mind. So, guys, hang tight for just a couple minutes. We'll give this one a partial listen.
All right. Here we go. You good?
Yeah, great job, guys. Thanks so much, man.
Thank you for having us. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, it was a blast, man.
Heck yeah, man.
So like,
hopefully we'll get to see you
make sure
before.
You go follow on all the socials so you can keep up with where the band's going to be, any new music that is coming out, and all that kind of stuff. Hit the follow everywhere, even on wherever you're streaming music. Hit the follow button. Help build the resume, and that's it, right?
Sweet.
That's it, man. Good. See y'all soon.
See
you on the beach soon.
Take it easy.
We enjoyed it. We had a great time. Really feel really honored to be on y'all's podcast.
Yep.
We appreciate it.
Appreciate it, man.
Maybe to Tennessee.
Thank you.
Yeah.